Love of the Irish is a poignant romantic drama set against the breathtaking backdrop of Ireland, interweaving themes of love, loss, and redemption. The narrative revolves around Katie Sullivan, a successful yet emotionally detached real estate agent from New York City, and Sean O'Reilly, a compassionate local carpenter deeply rooted in his Irish heritage. Their fateful encounter sets off a transformative journey that helps them rediscover both their connection to each other and their own identities. The arrival introduces Katie as a driven professional whose life is meticulously controlled but marred by her grandmother Margaret's absence, her only guardian after her parents died. When she learns of her inheritance of a cottage in her grandmother's native Irish village, Katie's initial hesitance gives way to a decision to visit and sell the property, aiming for a swift return to her bustling life. Upon her arrival in Ireland, Katie is captivated by the serene beauty of the countryside, a stark contrast to her chaotic urban existence. She meets Maureen, the innkeeper who knew her grandmother, who plays a nurturing role during Katie's stay. It is also at the inn where she first encounters Sean O'Reilly. Their early interactions are characterized by tension. Katie perceives Sean to be unpolished and provincial, while Sean finds Katie detached and materialistic. Settling in at the inherited cottage, Katie discovers remnants of her grandmother's life, including letters and a diary suggesting a poignant love story. Sean assists in assessing the cottage, and as they work in close quarters, Katie begins to see the deeper values Sean possesses in terms of his respect for Irish culture. Meanwhile, Sean becomes more aware of Katie's vulnerability beneath her tough exterior. The diary unveils a heartbreaking family scandal involving Katie's grandmother and a secret romance with Patrick Flannery, Sean's great-uncle. This ancestral connection further enriches the bond that is forming between Katie and Sean as they explore the countryside, participate in village festivities, and experience the warmth of the local community. Gradually, Katie finds herself enchanted by the simplicity of rural life and her growing affection for Sean. Conflict and revelation arise when Katie's New York life intrudes upon her newfound happiness. Her firm pressures her to return for a critical deal, promising a promotion, while Sean overhears a conversation leading him to misinterpret her intentions regarding their relationship. Following a painful departure, Katie's time in New York is marked by disillusionment as she grapples with the emptiness of her career, yearning for the genuine emotional connection she experienced in Ireland. In a compelling narrative, Sean discovers the truth about his ancestors Margaret and Patrick through letters found in a church archive. This revelation leads him to understand Katie's genuine connection with his family and the depth of her feelings for him, prompting him to write her a heartfelt letter sent by Maureen. Upon receiving the letter, Katie is overwhelmed and decides to leave her job in New York City, returning to Ireland not only for Sean but also to rediscover herself. Back in Kilcara, she finds Sean at the lovingly restored cottage constructed from salvaged materials that honor its history. In an emotional climax, Katie reads from her grandmother's diary while Sean shares a letter from Patrick, both confirming the enduring love and heartache experienced by their ancestors. They realize fate has offered them a chance to heal past wounds and start anew. Ultimately, Katie chooses to remain in Ireland, permanently opening a small gallery and storytelling center that merges her contemporary vision with local traditions. The film concludes with Sean and Katie hand in hand outside the cottage, gazing over the lush emerald hills, a depiction of their newfound home. The story begins with Katie Sullivan, who is established as a determined and ambitious real estate agent in the bustling environment of New York City. Her routine is portrayed through various scenes of her work life, juxtaposed with a poignant moment where she glimpses an old photo of her late grandmother Margaret. Katie's life takes a turn when she receives a letter from a solicitor in Ireland informing her of her inheritance, a cottage in the remote village of Kilcara. Initially skeptical and emotionally detached from her Irish roots, she sees the inheritance as a business opportunity rather than a meaningful connection to her heritage. Upon arriving in Ireland, Katie encounters the stunning verdant landscapes and meets Maureen, the innkeeper who cherishes fond memories of her grandmother. Maureen encourages Katie to embrace her roots and offers to show her around the village. During her visit to the dilapidated cottage, Katie meets Sean O'Reilly, a local carpenter and historian. Their contrasting personalities create immediate tension, with Katie's fast-paced urban demeanor clashing with Sean's laid-back charm. As Katie explores the cottage, she discovers her grandmother's diary, revealing hints of a secret romance with Patrick Flannery, which sparks her curiosity. Maureen's invitation to the village's spring festival allows Katie to experience Kilcara's vibrant community life, where a reluctant dance with Sean leads to moments of laughter and connection. Gradually, Katie agrees to let Sean undertake renovations on the cottage, and their initial banter transforms into meaningful exchanges as he shares tales of Irish folklore and family history, helping her lower her emotional defenses. The cliffs. Sean brings Katie to the breathtaking cliffs of Moher, marking a significant moment in their developing relationship. Amidst the stunning scenery, Sean opens up about the loss of his parents and how he derived strength from his heritage. In return, Katie reveals her own struggles of growing up orphaned and feeling lost emotionally. Scene 9. Revelation of the family link. The narrative takes a twist when Maureen discloses that Patrick Flannery from Margaret's diary is actually Sean's great-uncle. This revelation shocks both Katie and Sean, but simultaneously forges a deeper connection between their families' histories, adding layers to their budding romance. The kiss. After a long day of working on the cottage, the two share a magical moment under the stars. Sean recites a line from a cherished Irish poem, leading to a tender albeit hesitant kiss filled with unspoken promises. The interruption. Just as things seem to blossom, Katie receives a call from her New York boss regarding a pressing multi-million-dollar property deal, along with an offer for a promotion. Overhearing the conversation, Sean misinterprets Katie's intentions, fearing she will leave without a proper farewell. The goodbye. The next morning, Katie confronts Sean about his aloofness, however he refrains from expressing his true feelings. Feeling dejected and unwanted, Katie decides to leave early while Maureen silently watches, heartbroken for both of them. Back to the grind. Back in New York, Katie throws herself into work but feels increasingly disconnected. During a sales meeting, she zones out and later breaks down while reading the diary, coming to the realization that she no longer belongs in her old life. Sean's discovery. With Maureen's encouragement, Sean investigates local church archives, uncovering letters between Patrick and Margaret that reveal their deep love marred by circumstances. Fueled by this discovery, Sean writes a heartfelt letter to Katie to mend their relationship. The letter. Upon receiving Sean's letter, which includes one of Patrick's final notes to Margaret, Katie is moved to tears. She resolves to return to Ireland, not just for Sean but to reclaim her own sense of self. Homecoming. Katie returns to a beautifully restored cottage where Sean is busy fixing a cabinet. Their eyes lock and they embrace, silently reconciling everything unsaid. Closure and connection. Together, Katie and Sean visit Patrick's old cottage, reading aloud the final diary entry and letter, gaining closure for themselves and their families. The shared history that once divided them becomes a unifying force. New beginning. Katie chooses to remain in Ireland, transforming a section of the cottage into a storytelling and art center that fuses her creativity with local traditions with Sean's assistance. The village embraces this new chapter in her life. The hilltop. In a serene sunset moment atop a hill, hand in hand, Katie and Sean overlook the sea. As traditional Irish music plays, Katie whispers, "I think I've finally come home," signifying her profound sense of belonging. If you enjoy watching this video, then subscribe to Angel Recaps for the latest movies explanation.